The Gold Rush. In the early to mid-1800s, there was a fervent desire for westward expansion in the United States. Manifest destiny, the belief that Americans were destined to expand across the continent beyond U.S. territory, was a driving force behind this expansionist mindset. In February of 1846, a ship reached the west coast of what is now the United States. The ship Brooklyn arrived filled with pioneers who had sailed from New York City to establish the first Mormon colony in the West. Brooklyn took 6 months to sail 24,000 miles around Cape Horn to Alta California, where it landed at a small Mexican village named Yerba Buena. The Mormons played an important role in the founding of San Francisco. Samuel Brannan was an American settler, businessman, journalist, and prominent Mormon who founded the California Star, the first newspaper in San Francisco. He is considered the first to publicize the California Gold Rush and was its first millionaire. In 1847, Samuel Brannan opened a store near Sacramento at Sutter's Fort. John Sutter was a Swiss pioneer. He built a water-powered sawmill on his land. On January 24, 1848, his carpenter, James W. Marshall, found flakes of gold in a steam bed. Sutter and Marshall agreed to become partners and tried to keep their find a secret. News of the discovery, however, soon spread, and they were besieged by thousands of fortune seekers. On May 12th, Samuel Brannan announced the gold discovery in San Francisco, and a rush to the gold fields began. On February 2nd, 1848, California became United States territory, and the territory of Guadalupe Hidalgo, ending the Mexican-American War. In 1849, the first American gold rushers arrived in San Francisco via ship. 90,000 migrants, known later as 49ers, arrived in California. An estimated 2/3 were white Americans, but the 49ers also included large numbers of Chinese, Chileans, Peruvians, Mexicans, Europeans, and Australians. 97% of the migrants were men. Also in 1849, Californians sought statehood, and after heated debate in the U.S. Congress arising out of the slavery issue, California entered the Union as a free, non-slavery state by the Compromise of 1850. It became the 31st state of the United States. The discovery of gold attracted immigrants from around the world seeking economic opportunities, contributing to the multicultural makeup of California and the United States. But it also brought about the exploitations of laborers and discriminatory attitudes towards immigrants, particularly Chinese and Latin American communities. From 1850 to 1854, legislative measures like the foreign miners tax targeted and drove out foreign miners, particularly Mexicans and Chinese. In 1852, over 20,000 Chinese migrants arrived in San Francisco due to a major crop failure in China. By the end of the 1850s, they made up 1/5 of the population in the southern mines. In 1853, Edward Madison pioneered hydraulic mining, which was a new technique using high-pressure water hoses to extract gold from hillsides. The gold rush fueled demand for mining equipment, transportation, and infrastructure, contributing to the growth of many different industries. In total, it's estimated that 750,000 pounds of gold were discovered during the gold rush. It reached its peak in 1852 when prospectors found $90 million worth of gold, approximately worth $2.7 billion today. The gold rush had a profound and detrimental impact on indigenous communities in California. Native Americans faced displacement from their lands, mistreatment, and loss of traditional ways of life due to the influx of settlers and the pursuit of gold. The gold rush spurred California's growth, but also devastated its environment. Intensive logging for mining and town development led to deforestation. Dam construction altered rivers, and hydraulic mining polluted waterways with sediment, endangering agriculture. Mercury was used in mining, contaminating water and fish.